Had that thought, like, this is so cool that these young people get to have this experience, have their games elevated on this big stage. Jewel Lloyd was in the building, Scotty Barnes, among others that I'm sure we'll see through the course of the night. So the short answer to your question is no, I did not have such a charmed experience, but I'm pumped to be a part of it now.
But Monica, you are a baller, and there's definitely some ballers in this game tonight. For me, I'm very excited about once again getting a chance to see Aaliyah Chavez out of Texas. She's playing for the South team. Tell me a little bit about some of the players that you want to see in this matchup and whether or not you are pumped to see Chavez yet again. I know you've seen her before.
Well, I would 100% agree with you. I mean, she dropped 26 yesterday on the path to get the South girls squad here. But I think on the East team, I'm looking at Michaela Blakes, who had 15 points in yesterday's contest as well. And listen, while these young women in this particular game are all highly recruited, they're ranked in their class, this is really just the beginning of what they might look like as basketball players, right? So much change and growth happens at the collegiate level when you get into different positions and you get with the next level of skill coaches. But I'm excited for tonight.
And Chavez, the #1 ranked player in the 2025 Hoop Girls recruiting rankings, and joined in the backcourt for her is actually Joyce Edwards, who is the #2 ranked player in the class of 24. So they are a stacked lineup. On the flip side of things, very excited to see what the East team has to offer. They've got some players, as you mentioned, Blake's, but are there some other players that might be a little bit lower in the rankings that you're also excited to see? Because I know in the consolation games earlier today, there were some players that were a little bit lower in the rankings that actually came out and killed it.
So Ariel Little is only ranked 99 in her class, right? I think she's someone that you got to keep an eye out. As I mentioned, and you can think of your favorite players on both the WNBA and NBA side that maybe weren't highly touted out of high school, but they have the work ethic. They've got the natural gifts and the abilities. They go to a program that is able to groom them into what they can be and to tap into their potential. So Ariel Little is someone that I think of. She's out of Brooklyn, New York. Not as highly ranked as some of the other names we mentioned, but she's here, and she has the opportunity to make a name for herself at the World Basketball Festival.
Unbelievable. And this is a culmination of all the versus tournaments. So whether it's New York versus New York or Chicago versus Chicago, LA, and Toronto, you're getting a culmination of all those fantastic players in one venue, in one place, a culmination of 40 girls and 40 boy players coming together in one place for the championship. To me, it's unreal.
Yeah, and I want to go back to something you said, the culmination of New York versus New York, which I had a chance to be a part of both this summer and last summer. And again, like, this is the elevated version of what we saw on the famed street ball courts here in New York at the Rucker or the Dyckman and so on. This could not be a better way to celebrate high school basketball on a big-time stage in a big-time way in New York, where it means so much to these players and the community.
I mean, Lincoln Center is an iconic location that's, of course, known for movement and cultural expression. Monica, you've really been at the heart of all of this basketball scene, whether it was as a player at Georgetown or, as I mentioned, killing it even from the high school days and now announcing for ESPN all over the globe. I mean, for you, what's it like to see something like this? Because it's bringing together music, it's bringing together basketball, and it's also bringing together community, too.
The culture, right? All of those things make up the culture that is both what players, coaches, and fans all love about the game. It's the culture. It's the slice of community that it brings. But you know what, Bobby? Can I just talk from the heart for a second real quick? What I think is especially powerful about this event in 2023 is the fact that we're having both girls and boys, right? And I applaud Nike for really putting their money and their resources behind the idea of equity and equality for all. Because when I was coming up, I can imagine going to something like this, maybe not on this grand stage, but I can imagine going to something like this or an all-star game for the guys. And there just wasn't an option for the girls. And so I think it's so dope that Nike has really put their money where their mouth is. They are walking the walk and talking the talk in terms of equality, equity, and access for all. And I love that.
It's a beautiful thing. And we highlighted some of the players, Monica. I was curious. I know I talked about it briefly during the consolation games. I thought it might be a little bit difficult as a player in terms of perspective being out here. Is it going to be tougher for them to shoot the rock? Because it's definitely different. It's the most unique venue.
The depth perception is a thing. It's kind of like when you have the opportunity to go play in the Dome. I can always remember the Carrier Dome was one that it took me a minute to warm up on because the depth perception is a little different. And so as we're facing the court to our right, You've got one of the venues of the Lincoln Center sort of in the background, but off in the distance. On the other side, you're going into the parks and into the high-rises, and so you really have to focus in on that rim because you could get lost in an array of things behind the rim.
Not just the players and the culture. We've even got the stars here tonight, Monica. You know, earlier today I got a chance to give Scottie Pippen a fist pump.
Nice.
I mean, I feel pretty good about myself. Jason Kidd in the building. Tell us a little bit about some of the Nike stars that are here tonight.
Well, we mentioned earlier Jewel Lloyd and Scottie Barnes respectively presented the trophies for King and Queen of the Court, which was super dope to see. Obviously, Jewel Lloyd coming off of a tremendous year in the WNBA, one of the league's top scorers. I believe she may have finished as the leading scorer in the Seattle Storm team that is entering a new chapter. So it's great to see her out here. And of course, Scottie Barnes, Rookie of the Year, Toronto Raptors, just the NBA prototype in terms of his length and his versatility and his athleticism. So it's great to see those guys. We got some other folks that will be peppered in throughout the night, but I don't want to give it all away yet.
And we've even got Angie Martinez and Roz Gold on Woo Day out on the court. We'll throw down to them right now.
It's a beautiful day in New York City. It could be raining, it could be cold, it could be dumb hot. The weather cooperated with us today so we could watch some amazing basketball at the beautiful and iconic Lincoln Center.
It's beautiful.
By the way, my name is Angie Martinez. Welcome officially to the Nike World Basketball Festival 2023. Can we make some noise, New York City? Yeah. All right. So Roz Gold on Woo Day is going to be my co-host today. I love you, Roz. So your last name is going to be instructed.
Last name.
At forward from Virginia, Kendall Dudley. At guard from Portchester, New York, Kaylee Heckel. At guard from Somerset, New Jersey, Michaela Blakes. In the paint from Ukraine, Kate Koval. At forward from Whitestone, New York, Olivia Vukosa. At forward from Owings Mills, Maryland, Kennedy Ume. At guard from Maryland, Madison McDaniel. And at guard from Brooklyn, New York, Ariel Little. All right, our honorary coaches are joining Team East. This is a big surprise. Let's welcome two legends, Sue Bird and Jew Watkins. And of course, the head coach, Christina Ratty. Yeah, the Nike family is in the building for all you home, man. It's gonna be a movie right now. Okay, let's get ready to meet Team South. At forward from South Carolina, Joyce Edwards. At point guard from Texas, Aaliyah Chavez. Woo! At point guard from DC, Leah Harmon. At guard from Missouri, Addison Bjorn. In the paint from Charlotte, Blanca Thomas. In the paint from Houston, Miara O'Neal. At the wing from Florida, Kiara Scott. At guard from Atlanta, Kate Harpring. From San Diego, Tajiana Roberts. And the team is coached by Marcellus Boo Williams. And let's welcome our very special guest coach repping Team South. Let's welcome back Jewel Lloyd and welcome Paige Beckers. New York City, the Nike family is here in effect, and it's gonna be big.
It's championship time. World Basketball Festival 2023, Lincoln Center, New York, New York, East versus the South.
Once again, do remember, we are streaming on YouTube and the NBA app, so make sure you tell your friends to check that out. Shout out to Chase B one time on the set. He's going to keep the music going. He's going to keep the vibes right tonight. And then, of course, we got Cha-Ching representing Dykeman. It's only right he's in the building. He's going to be doing the game today. And also Spicy. Oh, there's Spicy. You got this, right? I'm going to get out your way and let you do what you do, Spicy. I want no problems. Guys, let's set off this tip-off.
Look around, look around. We playing basketball in Lincoln Center. We got some of the best girls players in the whole country, some from the world, about to line up and play today. We got the 2023 Nike World Basketball Festival Girls Championship game tipping off right now. Show them some love. Show them some love.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Energy, let's go. New York City, we streaming. We got to let them know how we do it out here. Let the games begin.
The ACC matchup in the middle. North Carolina, Stanford, Miami on the court. We good. It's the tip.
Stars are most definitely out, and we are set for the opening tip. Monica pumped about it. That was some awesome pregame introduction. Chavez kicks things right off. Can't get that one to go.
Lots of energy in the building as both teams are starting to get a feel for this court. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Bobby, the depth is something you got to adjust to, particularly on those jump shots.
Madison McDaniel misfires, can't get that one to go. Kennedy Ume on the rebound and a putback attempt, and it goes out of bounds.
Strong rebound by Ume, but she's got to take her second. Don't be rushed.
Joyce Edwards off the inbound. And back come the South girls, taking it over the timeline. Penetration along the baseline, and a whistle, our first of the game, Monica.
Strong take there by Leah Harmon, going right into the gut of the defense, checking to see if this East squad can defend without fouling. Early in the ballgame, Bobby, the answer is no.
And Harmon from your neck of the woods, Washington, D.C. The number 30 ranked player in the class of 24. First free throw shot is good. Our first point of the game.
That free throw shot is pure, though I will give her that. You know, you shouted out my hometown the Washington, D.C. area, as we call it, the DMV. There's quite a few representatives that hail from that area in this ballgame.
No doubt about it. 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. Ume came down with a defensive rebound, and back comes the East Stars.
Miss Dudley, UCLA commit. A whole lot of Division I on this
No
court.
inbound from the sideline. Kaylee Heckel at the top. Goes strong to the right side, up on the glass. And another foul. Both teams looking to get to the line, it looks like.
Yeah, also feeling it out a little bit in terms of the rhythm of this one. These are obviously tremendous squads, all-stars, groups of women that have been put together, young women that have been put together. So, you know, you got to feel out the strategy a little bit.
And I could see how there would be a little bit of jitters here in the first minutes. Heckel, a hometown product out of Port Chester, so New York City native. Number 27 ranked player in the class of 24. Knocks down the second free throw, and that ties the game at 1.
1-1 is the score. And I got company second quarter. Watch what I do second quarter. Don't worry about it.
6:56 here in the first. Top of the key. Draws the double team down low and an errant pass. And there's Ume who picks it up in the corner. Back come the East Stars looking to run and gun. This will be a 3 if it goes. That shot taken by Michaela Blakes to no avail. Back comes Chavez. She fires. Top of the key 3. Left of the rim. Leah Harmon slowing things down, calling the plays out at the point guard spot. Joyce Edwards. And basketball up for grabs. Ume. Put a little bit too much on that one. It goes out of bounds.
All right, all the jitters, all the nerves early, partner. Things will settle down, I do believe. But I do like the willingness of these young women already to step up to the challenge and guard.
Legendary. Back home where she started. Welcome back home. We can pick you up next
So Heckel will inbound from under the basket.
Why not? Come back home. We love you. We miss you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Off the inbound, Kendall Dudley attacks the rim and scores it.
It's a great, strong take by Dudley and an acrobatic finish as it's essentially a reverse layup. She twists her body in the air.
Back to Harmon up top. Dishing on the right side there is Addison Bjorn.
So also a great take there by Bjorn. Addison finishing with the right hand after attacking on the left.
That ties the game at 3.
Ooh, is this an and one? No shot. All right.
Personal foul was charged to Chavez, number 2. That's her first. East girls will inbound. Again from under the basket, along the baseline. Chavez nearly takes it away. Ume gets it back, up for grabs. Back comes Joyce Edwards, stolen back again. Here come the East Stars down low. Up on the glass and scoring it for 2 is Heckel.
Really good ball movement there by the East squad, understanding that they've got defenders that were flying at them. Good patience and ultimately a good finish there by Kaylee Heckel.
Back up on top by 2 of the East Stars. They now lead 5-3, coming up on 5 minutes here in the first. And pockets nearly picked there, and yes, indeed, hands in the cookie